sure that you're playing with, people you know. It could
Absolutely.
definitely be worth it sometimes.
Absolutely. And as we are getting it here, it looks like Sonics and Name Fireball are in Game 3 right now. Sonics is up 2-0. So that is the other spot that we're actually waiting to see right now. Right now in loser side, we have Spargo and Bestness on opposite sides of the bracket. And we're going to see what happens on this side. So we have Sinji and Meme going on FD, and quite frankly, I think the big thing that's going to happen here, it basically has to be is can Sinji deal with a very mobile Yoshi? That's basically what it's going to be. And I know Sinji definitely has Yoshi matchup experience, but it's a question of will Meme play differently enough or just play solidly enough that what Sinji does won't actually work against him.
As we see here, Meme having absolutely no issue with just lobbing eggs over Hydrant, so I don't think Hydrant is actually going to be that big of a concern in this matchup because Yoshi just goes so high in the air that Hydrant doesn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely. The only way that I think Hydrant's actually going to matter is if Yoshi gets hit by the Hydrant, like by the actual water that comes out of it, after he's used his double jump off stage. But even then, he's got such a high aerial momentum that I don't actually see it being too big of an issue in the long run.
Wow, what an interesting series of interactions that was right there.
Between the trampoline and the fair, absolutely. We always get a lot of really interesting interactions when we see Pac-Mans that use when we see Pac-Mans using their trampoline right over the stage. And so I want to see how Sinji's actually going to use that to his advantage to try and sort of trap Meme into being in a specific spot.
Oh my god. Meme is doing a really good job here of just absolutely denying Sinji his zoning space and just having absolutely no concern for it. It doesn't matter if Pac-Man wants to sit on the opposite side of the stage. Meme is just like, I'm gonna be in the air at such an angle that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just it.
Oh, that down smash was an excellent read on a roll behind. But of course, as we all know, Pac-Man can recover from literally anywhere below the stage.
Yeah, Pac-Man has such a good repertoire of recovery moves, and wow, Sinji didn't even have to duck to get under that. It just flew right over his head. So you see what I mean with the trampoline right there? How Meme couldn't just run in because the trampoline was there, and that would have sent him up, and then Sinji could have dealt with him from below. So I think if Sinji can continue to do things like that, because also neither player has lost their first stock yet.
Yeah, and I don't think Meme is entirely concerned, mostly because Pac-Man requires either a good heavy read or a very strong setup, and that's not really something that Yoshi has to be too concerned with, especially at this percent, because Yoshi is pretty heavy, and
no, that was Nair. I think that was Nair. That was a rising Nair, I think.
It was a low-hanging Nair. Gotcha. And now, oh no, Pac-Man has to get in on Yoshi. That's certainly not going to be something that he can do that easily, especially in ooh, that was a good bear though, but certainly not strong enough to seal the deal with Yoshi at 110 mid-stage.
Alrighty. Wow.
Oh, F-smash.
That F smash from across the stage, especially on Yoshi too, because Yoshi is not a light character. I think people may confuse some of the floaty and light. Yoshi is floaty, but definitely not light. That's going to send directly up, and I thought Meme was going to go for an up air there, but he doesn't. But he gets the neutral B into the up smash, putting a good amount of percentage on. I think the main thing that Meme is doing right now that's really good is keeping this percent lead and not letting Sinji really make it back with any success.
He is getting hit by a lot of those oranges, though, but I don't think that terribly matters. He only took about 10% after getting hit 3 times.
Yeah, it was like 15% or something like that. But, like, still, it's really not... Like Meme doesn't seem to be bothered by it at all.
Yep, because then he lands Bear on Pac-Man, puts him off stage, and gives him an additional 20% in response. So you can see, oh, F-Smash. Not going to steal it.
Yeah, I don't even know if that was a sweet spot of F-Smash.
I don't think it was.
Is there a not sweet spot of F Smash?
I think that if you have to be inside the ghost, but if you get hit by an area close to Pac-Man's hand, it's technically a sour spot.
I'll take your word for it. I don't really know enough about Pac-Man, but I think
why I'm talking out of a certain orifice here.
What? Speaking
I'm
of
trying-
speaking of what, Sinji just pulling out the now you see me now. Oh my god, he used a trampoline to stay alive. That was so silly and that was so good. Oh my goodness, Sinji placing the trampoline there and being absolutely saved by it because Mei went, I'm gonna kill you now, and the trampoline went, nah, I got you, homie, and lifted him back up like a freaking Josh Groban song. What a way to live. At 166 right now, though, if he gets like any smash attacked or like downbeat by Mei right now, he's totally dead. But we'll see if that actually happens because right now Mei just seems content to just hit him with eggs from across the stage.
He's doing a really good job of being very patient in this matchup, which is really important. You really can't push yourself too much against Pac because Pac has boxing tools as a zoner, which
Makes him a
conceptually
scary
wrong.
character.
It is conceptually wrong. A zoner should not have enough boxing tools to be able to compete with characters like Mac and the Shotos and other good boxers in this game because
He's
also have
dead.
that. He has that.
There you go. That's what I have to tell you. He's dead. Sinji takes game one. After Sinji was down for most of that, realistically what happened is Sinji got that forward smash and then went, oh, I'm winning. Cool, I can play now. And then he just did. There's no other way of wording that, in my opinion. He just sort of did it, and it worked. And it was great. Great for Sinji. Ooh, and Sonics has taken a 3-0 over Name Fireball, so this is officially the last set going. As we knew it would be, Sinji is up a game right now over Mei. We will see what happens.
Red, I want you to know this bread is amazing.
There is no doubt in my mind that it would not be amazing. It's freshly baked bread with cream cheese and garlic. What more do you want?
Literally nothing.
Listen, I know that there's the whole like manifest destiny and like, you know, owning your own home and stuff like that. But cheesy garlic bread is the American dream in my opinion.
This is an unarguable fact.
All right, so now we're going to Kalos. Honestly, I like this better for Yoshi. I think Yoshi actually does better on this stage. I don't know how to put it. I don't know why it feels different. I don't know what the platforms necessarily do. I think it just gives Yoshi another way to recover onto the stage at the platforms. But I honestly really like how Yoshi plays on Kalos specifically. At least with all the Yoshis that I've seen.
Yeah, certainly. So I think Battlefield may be technically Yoshi's best stage. In this matchup, I think Kalos may actually be better. Because it provides him the FD ability to just exist above the enemy character and just hit him. But then also the capacity to be able to go off stage and have lots of space to edge guard and also to recover in a not necessarily same linear fashion he always does with his second jump. And oh my god, he just that fair to up air, classic, but strong.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's a lot of what Yoshi has isn't like I don't look at what Yoshi does and go, wow, I had no idea that Yoshi could do that. I look at what Yoshi does and go, wow, why didn't I think of that? Like, that's basically it. Like, there are a lot of times at Pac-Man where I'll be like, wow, Pac-Man can do that combo? That's so crazy. But I'll look at Yoshi, and every time I see what Yoshi does, both with our Capital Region player, Captain Jiggly, with what I've seen out of Miles, or Mile, that he used to be, I think he's just Miles now, and what I'm seeing out of Mei here, I'm not seeing anything that makes me go, wow, this character's crazy. It just makes me think, wow, this character is built well. Yoshi is a well-built character, and we're seeing Mei use him appropriately here.
Absolutely.
But just because you're well built, that doesn't mean you can't get hit by things. And right now, Sinji wants to get that magical hit in, whether it's going to be a forward smash or his hydrant or some crazy setup with a bell. I'm not entirely sure, but Sinji wants to get this kill at 168. F-tilt's not going to be enough, especially from across the stage. He's going to throw that apple. That apple's not going to do anything. Gonna throw a hydrant. I think the thing that Mei is doing super well is he's not staying on the ground. He's not moving linear in any way, shape, or form. And so it's not like Sinji can just sort of read what he's doing super easily.
Ooh,
How did
almost
he
getting
not
the
get his
kill right
shield
there.
broken? How did that last hit not... Okay, whatever. I don't understand
I
things.
don't think he was actually. I don't think he was
He
actually
used the
in range.
blast to the hydrant to give him the horizontal momentum he needed to actually get the up air. That was pretty good from Sinji. But right
That
now,
was gut-based.
he is kind of dead. I was
He is
going to say
very
he's on
dead.
the last strings of his stock, and then he just died, and so then he was dead. And so Mei has a full stock over Sinji right now, and I legitimately don't know what Sinji needs to do. I think Sinji maybe... My best guess would be that maybe Sinji just needs to slow down the game a little bit. He's been playing at Joker's pace this entire time. He needs to play at his own.
See, here's the thing: Sinji cannot is well known for having one of the slowest plays of any game, and traditionally this is about the pace he'd want to play at. So he would really often want to just be playing at this speed so that he could just control the game pace. But at this pace, Yoshi gets more off of it than he does. So he needs. I think he instead of needing to slow it down more, I think he needs to speed it up more.
I would agree, but the fact is that Pac-Man does better when Pac-Man's able to slow it down and do these setups. I think the problem is that Mei is playing the exact correct way to make sure that these setups aren't happening. And I think I legitimately don't know what Sinji would need to change to make his setups more doable, but he needs to figure out something quick if he wants to take this game too.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see here, Mei does a really good job of just not letting Sinji get to him, because even though Pac has some decent movement on a lot of his stuff with wave bouncing, he reverses off of his fruit and such, he doesn't have actual speed. He can't actually just catch up to Yoshi's aerial mobility that Yoshi has for being top 3 in the game for it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people confuse Pac-Man's ability to be agile with Pac-Man's ability to be fast. And those are very different things. That's not going to kill us. Okay, yeah, not from center.
Absolutely
But the
not.
fact is that, as you said, that Nair is
Nair.
absolutely going to take it. That foot is huge. Like a
And
Billy
then there was a
Fusillo
giant
car
foot.
commercial.
And then there was a giant fist, and then there was a giant foot.
Thank you, Patrick. But it's just, I don't know what more there is to say. Just, Mei is just took that game and was just so in control. He was so in control, and he was so, honestly, from my perspective, calm and collected. Just so ready to play this match, and so he did. If that makes sense.
I'm picking up what you're putting down there.
Okay, we have a stage switch of some kind. Honestly, if I'm Sinji, it's very obvious to me that that big stage of Kalos didn't work out for me. And FD wasn't that great either. I'd try somewhere small and just see what happens. Don't give Mei the room to work with. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely think a small stage is where he wants to go now.
Oh, and Yoshi's
And, you know,
story it is. All right.
It's
Hey,
got the
sometimes I'm
tripod
right.
that Pac-Man.
Uh,
Oh boy.
that's different.
This is a.
That is very different.
Oh no.
Oh
Ooh,
no. Okay, so for those of you who are watching at home, we have like a wired fiber connection. So I'm not sure what the hell happened there.
Mei's gone.
Mei is gone.
Mei got yeeted from